I never really had a favorite Bible verse growing up. I had a favorite book of the Bible, which is First John, but not a favorite verse specifically. Recently, though, I've noticed that there is a verse I go back to a lot, and that kind of influences the way I look at the world and at other people. So I thought I'd go ahead and share it with all of you and explain why I like it so much. So the verse is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. Now, during this time, the prophet Samuel is upset because God has rejected the current king Saul. And while Samuel is grieving, God tells him to go and anoint one of Jesse's sons to be the next king. The son that God chose was David, but Samuel didn't know that at the time. So he goes to Bethlehem and meets with Jesse and his sons. And Samuel sees the oldest son, Eliab, and thinks that God has chosen him to be the next king because Eliab is tall and strong and maybe attractive, we don't know. But after he thinks that, God speaks to him in verse 7. So it says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, 'Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at.'" And here's the part I really like. God says, "People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." I like this verse for a lot of reasons. First of all, I'm short, and I feel like this verse is a win for short people everywhere. But more than that, though, it really does call out a lot of the assumptions we make about other people. We honestly do tend to judge people by how they look on the outside. You know, whether someone is attractive, wearing a shirt we like, kind of looks like us, is around our same age, different things like that influences how we treat them more than we would probably like to admit. And even beyond just how people look on the outside, this verse also references our perception of people's words and actions. So, like, if someone is rude to us or someone we know, then we automatically decide we don't like them when we honestly have no idea why they were upset in the first place. And people get upset for all kinds of reasons. You know, maybe they didn't sleep well last night, or they're just going through a difficult time and can't stop thinking about it, so they kind of unintentionally lash out at the people around them. But we don't care about why someone is acting the way they are, we just judge them because of it. Or maybe we think people should act and talk the way that we do, and if other people don't live up to our particular standard, then we look down on them and begin treating them harshly. We may even treat them in ways that would make us not like somebody else if they were treating us or our friends that way. The point is, we tend to judge or even condemn people based only on the things we see and hear of them, without realizing that there's so much more to people beyond that. You know, I've never met a single person in my life who only wanted to hurt the people around them. A lot of the time, the people who do cause harm believe that they're doing it for a good reason. They're usually just trying to protect themselves or the people around them. But instead of trying to understand where they're coming from or why they do what they do, we instead judge them because of how it appears to us. But that's not what God does. He doesn't look at our outward appearance or even just our words and actions. He looks so much deeper than that into our hearts. And if we want to live in a way that is Christ-like and in alignment with God's heart, then we need to look at people the same way that God does. Instead of looking at people's appearance or our perception of them, we should instead strive to understand their heart. If you'd like to talk to me more about this subject, or if you have a question you'd like me to address, you can contact me through the Sermon in the Pocket Facebook page or email me at sermoninthepocket@gmail.com. Also, if you like this program and want to support it, you can pledge a monthly support on my Patreon page. And I encourage you to share this with family and friends who you think would enjoy listening to it. Either way, thank you for taking the time to listen, and have a wonderful day.